What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. We've been getting a ton of Spider-Man behind the scenes first looks in the last 2 or 3 days. It's obvious that Sony and Marvel were aware of how this was going to happen. And don't worry, for those of you saying we're getting too much of the film already, they're not going to film everything outside. The important stuff will be in a soundstage. We will not see major spoilers, especially when they're this aware of how much attention is on the outside filming. I mean, it's Spider-Man, for God's sakes. But today, we're changing directions just a little bit and steering back into the rumor mill and industry insider reporting of it all. And if the latest leaks are true, they confirm the Savage Hulk for this film and even get into how and why this is going down. Of course, that's major implications for the future of the MCU. And yes, admittedly, last week we had it wrong. It's not Professor Hulk on the wanted poster, but these new leaks indicate it's not going to be Professor Hulk anyway. It's going to be Savage Hulk. We're breaking it all down, this latest news about what's going on with the Hulk and why he switches back to the Savage Hulk from Professor Hulk in the first place. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. My analytics indicate there are still a lot of you who watch pretty much daily, but maybe haven't subbed yet, which is totally cool, your prerogative, but I would just kindly invite you to do so. If you enjoy the content, it's the #1 way to support us. Plus, if you're watching the videos, you might as well be subbed anyway because you need to for the giveaway. Stick around at the end of the video, we get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Also, a quick reminder to just take this stuff with a grain of salt. This isn't attributed to a trusted industry insider, say like Daniel RPK or Jeff Snyder, so keep that in mind as we delve into this. But the latest round of leaks for Spider-Man Brand New Day indicate that the Spider-Man and Punisher vs. Hulk only takes place in the very first act of the film, and that it's actually a different major villain in the film that manipulates Bruce Banner's mind and turns him from the Professor Hulk back into the Savage Hulk. And so basically there's a Hulk rampage, but it is not the main conflict of the film. It's only basically an early clue in the first act to say that something is not right. It turns out the reason Hulk has reverted to Savage Hulk is because of Mr. Negative. The Punisher actually wants to kill Hulk, thinking that he's too dangerous to be left alive. But of course, Peter Parker doesn't want to do that. Peter Parker actually wants to save Bruce Banner because he sees him as the victim here of Mr. Negative. That's when the Punisher and Spider-Man team up to take down the Hulk as a problem to solve, quote, not as a villain. And remember, in some of that original concept art that leaked out, we saw some frames where Spider-Man was perched up on Hulk's shoulder, but it's a Savage Hulk. It's not a Professor Hulk. So you can see how after they all fight it out as enemies, they become friends. And I don't care what anybody says about Daredevil and Matt Murdock as of now not being in this film. I can't believe that Hulk, Spider-Man, and the Punisher will team up in New York City and somehow we won't see Daredevil. I don't care about the contracts. I'm sure they're going to figure it out, and when they do, he'll be a part of the 4-person team up: Hulk, Punisher, Daredevil, and Spider-Man. Now, in the meantime, this is super interesting. We pretty much have confirmed Mr. Negative as the villain in this film, but I never thought about Mr. Negative's mind control taking over someone like Professor Hulk and the damage it would do, being able to revert him to Savage Hulk and screw up all of the work that Bruce did, as he said, in the Gamma Lab. And considering it looks like this reversion is going to be permanent, as I said, that leaked concept art shows Spider-Man on Savage Hulk's shoulder. Maybe he doesn't have that Gamma Lab anymore, or I'm sure they're going to come up with a reason why Professor Hulk is not going to be a possible variant going forward, which, as we said just days ago in a video, is my only wish for this, that we head into Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars with a Savage Hulk. So when we see Hulk versus, say, Wolverine, or Hulk versus Doctor Doom, he will actually be Savage Hulk and not Professor Hulk. We've had Professor Hulk for the better part of a decade. It's time to turn over a new leaf. That's exactly what we're going to do in Spider-Man Brand New Day. He's going to turn into Savage Hulk rather early via Mr. Negative's mind control, and that's what's going to lead to him rampaging across New York. Now, when it comes to some of my few main critiques about the end of the Infinity Saga for the MCU, I have been famously critical of the Russo's decision to depower Hulk the way he did, and especially their explanation for why they did so. They've held to, well, the Hulk was just too powerful. He was a fix-all for every story, pun totally intended, and since he could just come in and kick Thanos' butt, as powerful as he was, they needed to depower him so that the story could have stakes. Now, in the rearview mirror, and even with Captain Marvel coming in Avengers Endgame, that seems a little silly. But where we are now in the MCU, that just wouldn't make any sense at all. We've got characters like Sentry, God of Stories Loki, and even more recently Franklin Richards, the OP level has gone through the roof. The power creep, so to speak, has reached a max level. And amongst all of those characters, the Hulk seems rather pedestrian. So again, while I am thrilled, like a lot of you, that we are getting a reversion to the Savage Hulk, I hope two things. Number one, that they don't neuter him again. Let him see some of his higher power levels. He is not the Sentry. He is not Franklin Richards. He's not going to kill or end a story. That's number one. And number two, don't do that to other characters. We get it. Everyone is super powerful. Dr. Doom is going to be off the charts as God Emperor Doom. We're likely going to see the return of some Celestials like the Living Tribunal or Eternity again, as we saw in Thor Love and Thunder. We get it. Really powerful characters. You don't need to nerf the characters in order to serve the story, and as Marvel Comics has always done, sometimes unexpectedly, a character that you don't think can win actually ends up winning in a way that you might not foresee. Just like one of my favorite moments from any Marvel movie in Spider-Man No Way Home, when Spider-Man uses geometry to defeat Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension. That is exactly what I remember from the comics, especially with Spider-Man. So who knows where any of this story is going, but again, you don't need to depower the Hulk. You don't need to depower any of these characters. Look, let's call it what it is. Sue Storm just died on screen in the first Fantastic Four movie, and that lasted about 2 minutes until Franklin Richards resurrected her from full death. That's kind of setting up that basically any death might not have any stakes if Franklin Richards is around and is able to undo it. We already know what his power is going to look like on a cosmic scale. He can create pocket realities. And basically the point I'm trying to make is that I just don't know how you can put any sort of damper or compressor when you get to power levels like that. That can't be the way that the Russos go about this. They can't go, well, what are our 5 most powerful characters? We have to dumb them down because then the story won't make any sense. That just cannot be their MO this time, and surely with the new characters that have been introduced just this year, one of Hulk's top power levels is going to be totally safe to display on screen. Thank God, because it is about time. Guys, let me know all your thoughts though down below, how excited you are about seeing Savage Hulk back in the MCU, and what you think is going to be the reason that once he goes Savage Hulk, he's not going to be able to return to Professor Hulk, and obviously it's because we want it that way, but what's going to be the reason and explainer in the MCU? Maybe Savage Hulk won't let him. I'm all ears, as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we just gave away 2 PS5s in the last 2 weeks. We've given away 6 already this year at the channel, and we've got 2 more coming up. If you want to be entered to win, all you got to do, be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. Find me on all other platforms with original music under the name Allfires, including the song you're hearing in the background. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.